10 days left. It's really hard to believe. But, so that means it's the 15th, and I'm Tiffany, in case you didn't know. And this is Vlogmas 2019. In a different location. It's not the prettiest backdrop, but this is what we're going to roll with. I'm in the newly minted craft room slash kind of kids' bedroom. I had a full day today, but I'm in here because I cut out the supplies I needed for that ornament, finally. So as soon as I turn the video off, this is what I'm going to get back to. I've got my iron warming up right now so that I can get this heat bond fused to the backside of the fabric. So I went to the Kris Kringle Mart today. I ended up, well, I think I said yesterday, I worked the one of the entrances. I was the official people counter. I had a cool little click it, which of course I'm used to using because I do that all the time with my knitting. I would venture to say that my row counters are probably among my top used notions. So I'm in lots of layers because I was outside for 5+ hours. Thankfully, it was a sunny day. It was a windy day, but it was, you know, all things considered, it was not raining. It wasn't even, it was cold by my standards, but it was tolerable. It was about, I think it was 53 or so. So that was great. It was nice to, you know, be out in the community. Everybody was in a jolly mood. There was, you know, lots of festive things going on. I was able to get a little bit of footage. So I've either already included it or will include it. We'll see how it all shakes out when I decide to edit. But that means that it was a hat day. I've even got my hair French braided because I didn't have that earlier, and when I took my hat off, it was hat hair everywhere, and it was getting on my nerves. So threw it in a loosey-goosey French braid, and this is not the hat I wore earlier, but this is the hat that I wanted to put on after I braided it. So this hat is the Cross Stitch Mock Cable Hat by Barbara Benson. I knitted in November of 2014. It is made with Hiwassee Creek, the Aran weight base. She is no longer dyeing. I bought this yarn at Into the Wool 2014, the first Into the Wool. And the pattern used 51 grams of 100 gram skein. So for my size anyway. And I do tend to be a tight knitter, so your mileage may vary. But I do remember when I made this that I really enjoyed the pattern. And I don't know why I've never gotten back to making another one. But it was a US size 10, which is a 6mm. I knit it as written. And really there's nothing else more to say about it. The colorway is called Beach Bum, which I know the lighting in here is kind of crappy. I did have this lamp on earlier, but I felt like it was too much of a glare right here, so I turned it off. But anyway, here you go. So that is that. My neckwear is an alpaca shawl, and it's kept me so nice and toasty today. This is the Whippoorwill shawl. It's written by Karina Spencer. I knit this in February, well, from February to July. It really shouldn't have taken that long, but, you know, whatever. No one pays me to knit. It is a, excuse me, this pattern is written for fingering weight. This is a sport weight yarn that I used. I didn't look it up, but I think it must be offered in more than one size because I have it here that I knit the medium in a sport weight. I used a size 7, which I think was 1 needle higher than called for in the pattern. Sorry that I'm messing with my head. This is why I don't wear hats, because they make my head itchy. I like to make hats. I just don't really like to wear them. But the necessity was there since I was outside all day. Back to my shawl. 4 skeins of Knit Picks Andean Treasure and just under 2 skeins of, well, it was all Andean Treasure. Let me back this up. The purple is called Indigo Heather, so it was 4 skeins of that, just under 2 skeins of this one, which is fog heather. It's it's really a great size. Dana teases me because I always sleep with it, especially in the wintertime. I sleep with some kind of neck accessory around my neck. We sleep with a fan on, and while it makes for cozy sleeping, it also sometimes, if I don't have something around my neck, oftentimes I'll wake up with a crick in my neck because I've like scrunched to stay warm all night. So I told her one time that I sleep with, something wrapped around my neck, usually a shawl. And she says, "So you have a sleeping shawl?" Yes, I have a sleeping shawl. And oftentimes it's this one. But today it was an outside shawl. So 654 yards total is what this was. And I can't say anything more about it. I really do like it. When I want cush and warmth, this is a go-to. And I get a lot of compliments on it when I wear it. This was just a really nice color combination as well. And considering that I made this all the way back in 2011 and I sleep in it often, it's held up really well, especially for a bargain-based yarn. So the composition is, I think it's like baby alpaca or something to that effect. But at first, I had a hard time wearing it because the guard hairs in the alpaca were kind of prickly, but now I don't have that problem anymore. I don't know if they've gone away or if it's probably more that I've become accustomed to them. So that is that. And let me go ahead and find my facts. Okay. I won't need those yet, but I would like to have them up. So, I forgot to mention that yesterday when I was at the quilt shop, I got a happy surprise, which, when you become an adult, there's too few happy surprises. My quilt shop, which again is Material Girls Quilt Boutique, it's located in La Plata, Maryland. You should visit, especially if you come to the DC area. It's an hour's drive south, like totally doable, day trip. There's other things to do in the area too. There's lots of local history. You could come to the Mudd House and see where John Wilkes Booth's leg was set by Dr. Samuel Mudd. So, there you go. Come see some local history and visit the quilt shop. My recommendations. Anyway, while I was there and I was checking out, the quilt shop offers a rewards program, and I had reached the milestone, which is 200 points. I guess it's points. I don't know. I think it's points. You get a point for every dollar you spend. Now, it's taken me probably 3-4 years to reach that $200 mark, but it's cumulative. And I don't use fabric like I used to, especially not the capacity I used to. I used to do a lot more quilts, and I just don't anymore. I don't have the time. I don't have the space. I don't even have the fortitude. So I have all the love and appreciation for quilts, just that's not where I live right now. So anyway, $200 got me a $20 off my next purchase. So, or a card. So whenever I choose to use it, that was a nice little surprise. So when they handed me my neon pink little card, it was a happy day. I don't think there was anything else. I've got a table set up here so that I can get this ornament finished, as well as because we've rearranged in here to give me more floor space, hopefully. But after this, then I want to get on to wrapping a few Christmas presents if I can. My son flies home in less than a week, and I need to have this room ready for his visit. So that means I need to get all my stuff done, of course. So, yeah, nothing else is coming to mind. We had a great time at the Christmas party last night, as you will have seen, because I was really late posting last night's video, so I was able to include some footage of the party. So it was nice. It was a small, intimate gathering, and it was just great fun. I did not grow up in a neighborhood. I grew up in the middle of the woods in a real rural area, which I appreciate. I am thankful for my upbringing, but 7 years ago we moved to a suburb, and now I'm experiencing what it's like to live in a neighborhood and have people around all the time. But thankfully, we do have some wonderful neighbors and a good community of people here. Just good old folks. So I spent a little time with them last night. So I'm going to get on to opening my mini so I can get on. It's already 7 o'clock. It'll be bedtime soon. So here's today's mini, or the package of. Ooh, I am seeing some red yummy goodness. Is this mulled wine? Oh, it is. The cow that I wore a few days ago was made in mulled wine. This is going to be really... Dana sent me a picture a little while ago of her days 1 through 14 in her wrap. She's been posting them just one day at a time. She sent me her day 1 through 14, and it's stunning. She might be changing my mind about which pattern I want to use because it just looks so good all together. But I'm not sure how good the lighting is showing up here. But this is just a good, rich, semi-solid. I don't know if you... Semi-solid tonal. I always get the two confused. But it's a good Christmassy one. And I appreciate it even after my fail of mulled wine. So I will take a still shot of that in a better light. So, 2 fun facts tonight. This one I thought was pretty cute. I'll put it here because I'm going to need to read this. So the I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus song, back when it was released in 1952, the Catholic Church decided that that song was not appropriate. So Columbia Records, who I guess was the producer of the album that the song was on, flew the singer of that song, who was 13-year-old Jimmy Boyd, out to meet the officials of the church, and meeting the kid behind the song convinced the committee that the song was harmless. It went on to sell 6 million copies. He must have won them over. And then where did I put this one? Okay. Oh goodness. Oh no. No coughing fit. Not allowed. Not allowed. Here's my Kansas City mug that my good friend Abby brought me from her area. She lives in Missouri. Okay, maybe a sip of coffee will get me through the next minute or two. If I can find that silly fact, where in the heck did I put it? Okay, it had moved on me. So it's because there's 1,004 ads loading on this blog that I got this from. Don't you hate that? I especially hate it when I'm looking for, what's the word? Recipes. Like, you click through the recipe and you've got to go through all this junk to get to the recipe, which is inconveniently hidden at the bottom. Okay, the Christmas tree in Trafalgar Square is donated to the people of London every year by the people of Oslo, Norway, in thanks for their assistance during World War II. So, the facts to come will be built on that one. So with that, I will leave you for this evening. And I got to wrap this stuff up so that I can get ready for the work week. And tomorrow I have to stay after work a little bit. I'm helping one of my coworkers. What am I doing? Weaving in the ends on a shawl that it's a scarf she just made, and she'd like to add tassels. I've never added tassels to anything, but it seems like a pretty straightforward process, which actually, now that I say that, I need to put a note to myself somewhere to bring a crochet hook in with me, because I feel like that'll make it easier. I'm sure it will. So anyway, with that, I will tell you, to have a good evening. It is Sunday evening, and whatever you're doing, or maybe you're seeing this tomorrow morning as you're drinking your coffee and spinning your yarn, or working on your own Advent project, whatever. I wish you a good evening, and I will see you back here again tomorrow. Bye.